So in the last class, we had gone through elaborately the Nyasa Krama, wherein we had installed the Lord and his various Shaktis, powers within our own body. So having invoked the Guru in the seat of knowledge, our intellect, then we had invoked the meter, Anushtup Chandaha, in the seat of speech, the tongue. Then in our heart we invoked the Lord, our Ishtadevata. Then we anchored him so that he is firmly fixed within us. Like I said, it's a very, very subjective, beautiful inner ritual that we conducted within ourselves. Then for protection from all the negative forces, the negative qualities, the negative emotions, we prayed to the Lord and his weapons, his Ayudha, his Shakti for protection, near and far. Kavacha we wanted, and we wanted a protection in the immediate neighborhood, our surroundings. And then finally afterwards, we took the sankalpa of doing the parayana of Vishnu Sahasranama. And we were very sure why we are doing it also. Not that we should not do when there is a desire in us, we can do it also. But the highest is Nishkama, when we are doing it just for the Lord's sake. Therefore, Bhagavat Preeti is the highest form of our seva unto him or our service unto him. So we took that sankalpa also, and now we are ready to enter into the Vishnu Sahasranam. Before we enter into the shlokas, by the way, all of this, in all of this Nyasa, if you go through the book which is there in front of you, I am sure everybody has a book, we have used only the Lord's names. Because it is Vishnu Sahasranama, we are using the names from the Vishnu Sahasranama itself for Nyasa. If it is Lalita Sahasranama, we will use the names of Devi from Lalita Sahasranama for the Nyasa that we will be performing just before chanting the Lalita Sahasranama. Similarly for the other texts also. Now before we enter again into the proper Vishnu Sahasranama, we always do a Dhyana. Just as before any satsang, we do a Shanti part. We did the Om Sahana Vavatu. It's nothing but a Dhyana Shloka only. So there it is general. Here particular deity is being invoked over here. It's more of a super focusing and a concentration. We have come over here physically, but then our minds also should be here. Maybe 2%, 3%, it's still not come to where we are to do the chanting, for the chanting to be very, very effective. Therefore, the Dhyana Shloka also. So when we invoke the Lord through the Dhyana Shloka, we hope and we pray that we are all over here, right over here, where we are doing the chanting of the Vishnu Sahasranam. Our mind is over here. So therefore, the Dhyana Shloka, Shanta Karam Bhujagasayanam, again we are all familiar with that. So Padmaja and Anaga will chant, and along with them we will also take it up together, and then we will enter into the Vishnu Sahasranam.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Shantakaram Bhujagashayanam Padmanabham Suresham Vishwaharam Gagana Sadrisham Yagna Shubhangam Lakshmikantam Kamalanayanam Yogi Hridyanagamyam Vande Vishwam Bhavabhayaharam Sarvalokaikanatham.
So this is the Dhyana Shloka which we, with the help of which we have invoked the Lord. So before we enter into the Vishnu Sahasranama, let's try to find out what is the meaning of what we have chanted just now. We all chant, we know it by memory, but then what does it mean we should know. So a little bit about that. So over here one day we are prostrating onto the Lord. We offer our salutations to whom? To Vishnu, because this is Vishnu Sahasranama. Who is he? He is the all-pervading. Most of the names again will come later on and we will take it up in detail. So, Vande Vishnum, I prostrate onto the Lord, to Lord Vishnu, who is all-pervading. Sarvalokaikanātham, Natha means Lord, Loka means a field of activity. In English we use only one word, world or universe we say. But in Sanskrit there are different terms, Vishwa, Jagat, Loka. So all of them we translate as world in English, but they have got different meanings. So over here Loka means a field of activity. Now we are all in a Satsanga Loka. So into this we don't allow any other Loka to overlap. It's a field of activity. So Sarvalokaikanātham means for all fields of activity, who is the Lord, the controller, the master, the regulator, Bhagavan. So it can be any field of activity. Our Satsanga Loka, in the kitchen it is a kitchen cooking Loka, in the puja room it is a prayer Loka, in the temple it is a temple Loka, in college students studying it's a school Loka, classroom environment itself is a field of activity. When we come to our body is a field of activity, the mind is a field of activity, the intellect is another field of activity. See, so many lokas are there, outside and inside. Sometimes they overlap. For all of them, who is the Lord, who is the Master, who controls everything? We think, I am the one who is doing it. Lord is the one who is doing it for us. Therefore, Sarvalokaikanātham, Vande Vishnum, Bhava Bhayaharam. Bhava means samsara. That which comes and goes is called a samsara. That is what which brings fear into us. So therefore, bhava is samsara, bhaya means fear, the fear of samsara. Coming and going means change. It's as simple as that. The realm of change into which you have all fallen into, which is so scary, because there is nothing permanent about it, nothing changeless about it. It's change which is the problem for all of us. We want the Lord to take it away from us. That bhaya, we want Him to take it away from us. Therefore, bhava, bhaya, haram, and He is Shanta, a description of Him. Shantakaram Bhujagashayanam. Who is the Lord? Bhujagashayanam, one who sleeps on Adishesha. Bhujaga means Adishesha. So where is he sleeping on? In that milk ocean. Milk ocean represents the sattvic inner state of ours. So in that inner sattvic pure state, which is likened to milk, there our mind, Adishesha represents our mind. Shesha is all coiled up. Coiled up means controlled, contained. So a mind which is fully under self-control, with the hood not turned outward. Any snake, the hood will always be turned outward. But here, in the case of Adishesha, he is all coiled up and his hood is turned inward. Which means a mind which is subjective, which is introverted, which is doing Dhyana. Only there we can have the vision of the Lord. Who is that Lord? Lakshmi Narayana. Both of them together. So therefore, Bhujagashayanam. And what is he doing? Yoga Nidra is doing. Nidra means happiness. Ours is Bhoga Nidra. We are not looking into that. Even in our Bhoga Nidra gives happiness to all of us. None of us will say, I slept, but I was disturbed in my sleep. Waking state can disturb us. Dream state can disturb us. But deep sleep state can never ever disturb us. So in that way they have taken the word, borrowed the word Nidra. Bhagavan is not sleeping like all of us. But Nidra means over there, no disturbance. All of us will say, I slept well. I was happy in my sleep state. Yoga, ours is all Bhoga Nidra. Bhagavan's is Yoga Nidra. He is always connected and connected and connected to the highest. He is reveling and reveling. Nandati, Nandati, Nandatyeva. He is reveling in his blissful state. Therefore, he is Shantakaram. Where there is peace, there alone bliss can be. Where there is bliss, automatically peace is there. Tyagaraja Swami says in one of his Kirtan, Shantamu leka saukyamu ledu. Without peace, you can't say I am happy, not possible at all. Therefore, we have to bring this state within ourselves. Lord is representing it for us. So, Shanta Karam, he is the one who is an embodiment of peace. Not our type peace. It's so hot, I switched on the fan, I'm feeling so happy and peaceful. Our happiness is, our peace is because of something. Bhagavan's is not because of something. It's in spite of everything. All our masters are also like that. Anything can come and anything can go. Put them anywhere. We can never ever shake them from their well-rooted state of inner subjective peace. So that Shantakaram, Bhujagashayinam, Padmanabham, he is the one who is the creator of the very creator. We know that. From the Lord's navel, we already saw navel means the seat of creativity. So from his navel, the seat of creativity, came a lotus, Padma, and on that was sitting Brahma, who is the creator of all the universe. Therefore, Padmanabha, Sureshaha, Isha, the Lord of whom all the Devatas. Who are the Devatas? We say they are in heaven, but all the Devatas who are residing, they are there inside us also. Who are the Devatas? All the good qualities in us are the Devatas. For all of them, who is the presiding deity? Bhagavan himself. Suresham, Vishwadharam, he is the Adhara, the very support, the very substratum because of which Vishwa exists. Earlier we saw the word Loka, now it is Vishwa. Vishwa means that universe which has got aliveness. It's alive, it's dynamic. In school we are told, we are given one list and the teacher tells us, put them into living and non-living category. According to our tradition, there is nothing non-living. All are living. Only the stone and the pen and the table and the chair do not respond like us. But they are all alive. Aliveness is there. Even in chemistry they tell us, the table doesn't move, but the atoms inside are moving. The neutron, proton, all are vibrating continuously 24 hours, 24 into 7, 365 days. It's dynamic. And we know anything, only when it's alive it moves. So therefore, Vishwadharam, he is the Adhara, the sole support of the entire universe. Gagana Sadrisham, Gagana means space, like the space, like sky, means all pervading the Lord is. Where is a place where he is not? Bhagavad Gita, Krishna tells us in the 7th chapter. There is not even a little bit of a place, hey Arjuna, where I don't exist. I alone am there everywhere. In big object, the sun and the moon and the stars and the planets and Mother Earth, where is he not? In the sky, in the space, intermediate space. Molecule, atom, neutron, proton, electron, now God particle is the smallest one we know. In the particle which is the smallest that the scientist has discovered, God is sitting inside of it. That is why they named it God particle. All pervading, Gagana Sadrisham, Meghavarnam. Megha means clouds. Clouds means what? It is those dark greyish blue clouds which are being indicated over here. Not the cottony, white clouds that we see in the summer. When we see the white clouds over there, we know it's not going to be of any help to us. No rain is going to come down, no water, etc. They don't fulfill themselves at all. But when we see these thick, dark, dense, bluish grey clouds, we know that they are going to come and fulfill themselves by coming down, by pouring down. So when those clouds are there, we know something good is going to happen to us. Rain, without water, impossible for us to survive. Whereas when we see the white clouds, we know they are not going to fulfill themselves at all. So we don't approach them at all. They'll come and go in the passing breeze. But when the rains are there, yes. So in our tradition, it's very, we welcome them. Varsha, rain. We don't say rain, go away, come back another day because I want to play. That is all in school. It's not done like that. We shouldn't even be teaching children like that. Rain, go away. As it is, we need the rain's water. See how the Sankalpa Shakti is so negative it is. So it shouldn't be like that at all. So Meghavarnam. So when the Lord comes into our life, of course it's going to be fulfillment and satisfaction and everything that we need is there. After that, there is nothing else that we need to seek in our lives. We will not even want anything. That way our lives will get fulfilled when the Lord enters into our life. Megha, like the rain bearing clouds, he comes into our life. Another meaning is Meghavarna means blue in color. The color of infinitude is blue. So Bhagavan is all pervading, infinitude, infinite is. And as compared to the finite world of things and being. Shubhangam, every anga of his, every aspect, it doesn't only mean limbs. Oh, he is very, very beautiful. Hands okay, fingers okay, nose okay, eyes okay. It's not only that. Every aspect of him is Shubha. It is auspiciousness walking on 2 feet, if we can say it. So Shubhangam, Lakshmi Kantam, he is the Lord of home, he is the Lord of Lakshmi. Lakshmi is not only, I think we did go through that. So Lakshmi there just doesn't mean wealth as we know of it. We have restricted her to only material wealth, movable and immovable property. No, we have seen she is Shakti, she is all wealth, Vidya, anything, children, Santana Lakshmi, Veera Lakshmi, Dhairya Lakshmi, Moksha Lakshmi, Bhakti Lakshmi, Kirti Lakshmi, anything that comes into our life, add on, an asset, is Lakshmi only. And she represents Prakriti also. Therefore, he is the Lord of all of that. So, Lakshmi word we can take and speak about it, talk about it for hours and hours together. Lakshmi Kantam, Kamala Nayanam, one who's got eyes as beautiful as the petal, the lotus petal. Yogi Dhyana Gamyam, one who is ever well established in the heart of the yogis. Vande Vishnam Bhavabhayaharam Sarvalokaikanaatam. We offer our salutations unto him. So with that we will now enter into the Vishnu Sahasranama.
Om Vishwam viśṇurvaṣaṭkārō bhūtabhavyabhavatprabhuḥ bhūtakṛdbhūtabhṛdbhāvō bhūtātmā bhūtabhāvanaḥ.
So we'll take up the meaning of the first Sloka now. Om. It starts with Om. Om is the name of Brahman. It's a symbol. Om is not God. Om is not Brahman. Om represents Brahman for us. Om represents Paramatma for us. The nameless, the formless, the attributeless, all pervading Bhagavan, who when we want him will take up a form which we want him to take up. So if we want Krishna form, yes, he will take up Krishna form, because that is our Ishtadevata. If we want to worship him in Shiva form, he will take on the Shiva form. So Om, we salute the Lord, who is represented by Om. Om itself can be used for Upasana. In the Mandukya there is a Upanishad called as Mandukya Upanishad, which deals only with Om Upasana. Meditation on Om is meditation on Brahman. How can I meditate on the Lord using Om technique is given over there very elaborately. So we invoke the Lord, the Brahman, with the help of Om. It's a sound symbol for all of us now, and then we come to his different names. Each of the names, like I already told in the first class, Madhvacharya says 100 interpretations are there. Each nama, each name of the Lord. So we can imagine how much must be packed in each one of those names over there. Vishwam, Vishnu, small names. 100 different types of interpretation for all of them. We can't go through all of them. Maybe one or maybe two maximum. So how much is there? The essence of that is, we can't even comprehend it. So therefore here, that Om, now we are bringing it down to our level, and we have given different names to the Lord. All of them are nothing but his glories. Why should we sing his glories? viśvaṃ, viśṇurvaṣaṭkārō. If we keep on singing and invoking the Lord through his various glories, his various attributes, we hope at some point in our life, at least some of them will come and set in us, at least to some percent. That is why we do it. Keep thinking. As we think, so we become. So when we keep on, if we are negative, we become negative people. So therefore they tell us be positive, be positive. How to be positive? These are the best ways to be positive. So therefore we keep on thinking, we reflect on, we meditate on the various names of the Lord, so that whatever it suggests will at least sink into us a little bit. So having invoked the Lord as Om, now we will come to the various words. Vishwam, the very first one. The first word is Vishwam and the last one is Sarva Praharanayuda. When we combine, like in the Bhagavad Gita, the first word is Dharma. The last word is Mama. So when we put the two words together, Dharma, Mama, reverse them, it becomes Mama Dharma. Between these two simple words, Mama Dharma, 700 verses are there. What is it talking to us about? My Dharma, not somebody else's Dharma. So now we know the essence of the Bhagavad Gita. But my Dharma keeps changing. It's not simple, complex it is. Every moment, now our Dharma is to be a good satsangi. But in the kitchen, our Dharma will change. So like that, if we take up all our Shastra scriptures, first word and the last word of that particular text, if we put it together, sometimes we need not reverse also. It will suggest to us what is there in it. So here it starts with Vishwam. We'll do the last word later on, because I want to enter into the stanza. So Vishwam. And also when we want to know something about a person, new neighbor, what are her characteristics, how is she? She's got so many qualities, but one or two highlight, no? So that I'll know whether I should make friends with her. So we always say, she's got so many good qualities, but these are her two best qualities. Or okay everything, but she gets very angry. That's the main trait in her or main weakness in her. So therefore here also, it's not randomly the names have been coming over here one after the other. No, nothing is accidental over here. Everything is very, very beautifully strung together. So therefore each name of the Lord, when it comes over here, why the first one, then the second one, then the third one, we can connect them also very beautifully. And we can even interpret why this one is first, why this one came second, why. Sky is the limit for us to enter into this text. Not only this text, any text. So therefore here, the entire Vishnu Sahasranama starts with Vishwam. So it must be the main trait or the main characteristic of the Lord. What is it we should know? That is the main trait or the characteristic of Bhagavan. What is it? Vishwam. Now again, one or two meanings of this. What does Vishwam mean? He is the Lord who is of the very form of the entire universe. Or the universe itself is nothing else but Lord in that form. Virat Swarupa we say. In the Bhagavad Gita, the 11th chapter, Vishwarupa Darshana. Krishna makes Arjuna experience it. Arjuna doesn't see it. We can't see Vishwarupa Darshana. We can only experience it within us. When Swamiji, my own Gurudev, Swami Chinmayananda, when he was taking once the Vishwarupa Darshana, the 11th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, he sat there. He was about to start the 11th chapter, and then, I know it's a little off track, but then this is how we learn to get into the essence of the name. So when he was about to start the Vishwarupa Darshana, he said, see, all of us were sitting in front of him, audience. He sat on the platform, Vyaspit, and then he said, see the Vishwarupa, he said. What will we see? We saw the background very nice behind him, stage very well lit up. And then we saw, of course, our Guru sitting over there, about to start the Vishwarupa Darshana. He said, see, means if we are able to see, then and there we will be able to see what? Vishwarupa Darshan. Not the person over there, not our Guru sitting over there, this height, this weight, no. Beyond that. All our masters are Vishwarupa walking on 2 feet. We have given them a name and they belong to this ashram, Advaita, Dvaita, etc., etc. And this is how they teach and this is their following and all that. Each one of them is a Vishwarupa walking on 2 feet. That's why we can never ever glorify our master. and put him or her into any mold or category and say he is like that or she is like that. It's a Vishwarupa Darshan. He said, see, what do we all sat and said, okay. I mean, we just sat there. Another place, because this Vishwarupa, I just remembered, it was in Goa where again Gurudev was taking Vishwarupa Darshana, 11th chapter of the Gita. The pendal, the Shamyana was on the road. They had blocked the road, taken permission, blocked the road. Stage was there, platform was there, Vyaspeeth was there. On the road they had carpets, mats, and then chairs also put up. So the entire, it was in an extension. So we were actually sitting on the tar road over there to listen to Vishwarupa Darshana. He was about to start. This was the first day I was there. So all of us were sitting in front. And then suddenly we saw the secretary of the Yagna committee, the organizer, getting up and rushing towards the platform. Nobody dares to get up when he is, taking the discourses, because he will immediately stop. Discipline over there. So he got up and rushed towards the platform. He was also there, second row or third row. It was slightly becoming dark, dusk time. Gita was always between 6:30 to 8. Swamiji immediately stopped. He had just started the introduction. What is it? He said, from the platform. And this person came. He had a stick in his hand, small little, I think he picked it up on the pavement over there. Very close to the pavement he was sitting. He came with the small little stick in his hand, twig. And then he loudly shouted, snake, Swamiji, snake. Small little grass snake or something like that must have been there. And it has come out in the dark. Probably it got disturbed because all of us were there. It was going towards the platform, towards the stage. We all didn't see it. I think he had seen it. He said, snake, Swamiji, snake. He wanted to, push it away or do something. And Gurudev said, don't worry. Leave it alone. These are the words that I heard. Leave it alone. When the Vishwarupa Darshana is going on, who all come, in what all form, to have the Vishwarupa Darshana, who knows? This is what he said. See, the significance behind it. That is the meaning of Vishwa over here. It's it's such a small little word, but then it includes so much within it. It is expansive. So Vishwam means we know universe it is. Bhagavan is universe and universe is Bhagavan. It's as simple as that. But when we sit down to inquire into it, do vichara on it, we know what it means. Universe means what? Outside world, inside world, my physical world, my mental world, my intellectual world, my emotional world, this world, that world, Bangalore world, Madras, everything included. In our Bharat, continents, oceans, mountains, everything put together. So Bhagavan, Vishwam means Lord is the universe and the universe is the Lord. So the manifestation, He is the one whose manifestation is the entire universe. That is what we say as Virat Purusha is Vishwam. Another meaning also to it. Therefore, that is why it says Isha Vasyam Idam Sarvam. In the Mandukya again it says Omkaram Idam Sarvam. Idam Sarvam. Everything is nothing but Omkar. Everything is nothing but Isha, the Lord. Isha means the Lord over here. Everything is nothing but the Lord and the Lord alone is the meaning of that. Another small meaning is Visha means to enter into. Visha means enter. Pravesha. Plus Visha. Graha Pravesha. We don't say housewarming ceremony. In our tradition, it is Graha Pravesham. Graha means home, Visha means to enter, Pravesha, Prakarshena Visha, to completely enter into the house, into the Graha. Bhagavan has to enter. That is why we enter with him. He enters the house first, then we enter behind him. He is the master of the house, not we. That's the meaning of Graha Pravesham. So Visha means to enter. So he has entered into each and everything. Where all he has entered, into the sun, into the moon, into this, into that, into everything he has entered. Big, small also. Molecule is sitting inside, atom is sitting inside, electron, proton is sitting. And then they went on discovering more and more small particles up till they have come to the God particle now. And they named that smallest also, just like I said, God particle. What does that word God particle mean? In the particle, God must be sitting over there. It's a beautiful word, whoever has named it. Or we can say God, Purusha, particle, Prakriti, both put together. Now, if that God particle is broken into some more smaller particles, Bhagavan will be sitting inside that also. See, he penetrates into everything. Just as when we have a sponge and put it into water, water penetrates into every little pore. No part of the sponge will be dry. It enters. Tissue paper, water enters. There is no little place where water is not. Similarly, there is no place where he is not. So, Visha means to enter in. Oh, he is entered into everything, but about outside Vishnu. Actually, both of them come together. So, Vishwam, Vishnu. Vishnu means all pervade. One who has got big strides. So big. Tall people have larger strides. Short people have smaller strides. They may walk fast, but their strides are small. Bhagavan's stride, how large is it? Largest stride. So once he puts his foot, there is no place now to put the next foot. That is the Vamana avatar. See, the significance of all these things is just overwhelming for all of us. Once he puts one foot, stride means he has to now put one more foot. Next foot, forward. Where will he put it? There is nothing for him to put it also. Therefore, he is called as the one who possesses the largest stride. Means he is all pervading. That is the meaning of Vishnu. So, Vishwam, Vishnu, so all pervading. Therefore, Bhagavan not only permeates in and through everything, but he pervades from outside also. He is immanent and transcendental. So, micro and macro, individual and universal, inner and internal and external, whatever we want, everything is included and incorporated in these two words. Actually, one word itself includes that, each one of those words, but we can put the two together. Vishwam, Vishnu. So, where is he not? So, he permeates everything and also permeates and pervades. So, from inside also he is there, outside also he is there. Where is he not? Alli nodidaru Rama, illi nodidaru Rama, ellalli nodidaru alli Sri Ram. Where is Rama not there? Krishna, Pillangoviya Chalva Krishnana, elli nodidaru alli. Dasaru writes, Purandara Dasaru. That's why his cute little songs, we call it as Purandara Upanishad. All our Upanishad put together, Bhagavad Gita, all in the form of beautiful kirtans for all of us. But they've got a lot of message for all of us. So therefore, Vishwam, Vishnu, he permeates. Actually, we must sit and do our own manana over here. When the teacher, Acharya says, Vishwam, okay, permeate. What all does he permeate? We have to sit and do vichar. Then it will sink into us. And we will realize that nothing is there where he is not. God particle can't exist without him. If he permeates that only, there will be life in that God particle. Similarly, everything, big or small, things or being, Vishwam, and from outside also, he is all pervading. So, Vishwam, Vishnu. So, these two again have taken care of entire space. We say Desha and Kala, Einstein's theory, space-time world. That's where physics and metaphysics come together. Space has already been taken care of over here. In physics class, so much has to be told to us to make us understand space, even that we have not understood. Here, two words finished. What is space? Vishwam, Vishnu includes and incorporates the whole of space, smallest to tiniest of space and the largest of space also has been included. So, Bhagavan is nothing else but this space taken care of. Most important. Then, the third one. So, Vishwam we finished, Vishnu we finished, Vashatkara. In the Vedas, in the Karma Kanda section, ritualistic portion, there are some yagnas which are done. Yagna means for us Homa. That's our narrow understanding. Wherein some of the mantras are there which end with Vashat. That word Vashat. It ends with that. Therefore, Bhagavan is being called over here as Vashatkaraha, one who is invoked by using the mantras which end with the word Vashat. So for us, we don't have to go into those mantras which end with Vashat. We have to go into the significance of it, which means he is the one who can be invoked with the help of yagnas. Yagnas means what? We must sit down and do a homa. We've already seen Bhagavad Gita, 3rd chapter, 4th chapter, 5th chapter. The whole Bhagavad Gita is nothing but telling us how to become Yagnamayam. Why? Vishnu is Yagna and Yagna is Vishnu. Krishna told us over there. It's not only the puja we are doing in our house or in the temple or the homa that we are doing, which is Yagna. He said everything do like a Yagna. Attitude has to change, nothing else should change, needs to be changed. Yagna. Ya means to move. Obviously we want to move forward. Nya means knowledge. So anything that we do in our lives with the help of knowledge, we hope that knowledge is right knowledge only, is called as a yajna. That's all it is. So all work can become a worship. All our karma can become a yajna when that little bhavana, attitude in us changes. So therefore, again in the Gita and in the Upanishad, Lord is called as karma itself. But we say, "Yo, my karma, I have to do this, my karma, I have to do." We bring down that word to our level. Karma is not what we think it is. Boring. I have to do my karma to cook, my karma to do this, my karma to teach the children, my karma to go to the office, what to do. Prarabdha. So prarabdha is equal to karma for us. Karma is not that. We'll come to that later on maybe. Bhagavan says, I am karma. When he says I am karma, we should know what karma signifies. All creative work done with a lot of cooperation, without I and mind dropped, for the welfare and the well-being of not only us but for the whole world, is called karma. Who is not doing it? Sun is doing, moon is doing, Mother Earth is doing, mineral kingdom is doing, plant kingdom is doing, animal kingdom is doing, except the human kingdom. Only we do everything a yajna. So anything that we do, Bhagavan's creation, his sustenance, maintenance, his dissolution, all is a yajna. So anything that we undertake in our lives with the help of knowledge is called as a yajna. So Vashatkaraha means he who is invoked through, means path has been laid out for us. He who is invoked properly with the help of, it can be anything, rituals it can be, meditation it can be, japa it can be, all of them we can make it into a yajna. Krishna says among the yajnas I am japa yajna. So that's the meaning of Vashatkaraha. He is the one who is invoked with the help of yajna. With the help of what yajna? All our work we can turn it out into a yajna. So the cooking that we do, monotonous, boring, routine cooking that we do, or the office work that we do, anything, if only we change the attitude, that work becomes worship, that work becomes yajna. So when we convert it into a worship or a yajna, whom are we invoking? We are invoking straight away the Lord over there. Automatically it will come in over there. So that's the meaning of Vashatkaraha. Therefore, so the 1, 2, we finish Vishwam, Vishnu, Vashatkaraha. He is the one who is invoked with the help of Yagna. See how beautifully Yagna has been brought in over here, because without Yagna we can't survive. In the 4th chapter of the Gita, Bhagavan talks about various Yagnas. We want to know what all are there in the list, Krishna, which I can call as Yagna. Please tell me. He says there is nothing which is not in this list. Everything he puts into the list. Breathing in, he says, you can make it into yajna. Breathing out, he says, you can convert it into a yajna. When you're giving to somebody anything, birthday chocolate given to a child, or a gift given to a child, or to anybody, our friend, make it into a yajna. Drop the I and my over there. So when we give anything, it can become a yajna. When we are receiving anything, it can become yajna. Like I said, starting from breathing in and breathing. Eating can become a yajna. Drinking water can become a yajna. Cooking, serving the food, Anything can, walking, all of us do walking, yoga, gym, everything can be converted into yajna provided inside the attitude is okay. So therefore they say when you receive, convert it into yajna and receive. When you give, convert it into yajna and give. Then there won't be debit credit in our account. In our samsara bank, no credit, no debit. Everything will become cancelled. Therefore, there won't be coming back again for us. That's the meaning of Vashatkara. So, he who is invoked with the help of anything. It doesn't mean, like I said, only puja, worship, homa, Vishnu Sahasranama chanting only will be yajna. No. Cooking, serving, talking to somebody nicely, pleasantly when they need. It's all yajna. So, that's what it means. Because there's a small little phrase of Yagno vai Vishnu. Yagna itself is Vishnu and Vishnu himself is Yagna. So Yagna, walking on 2 feet, is our Lord. So when we want to reach him who is Yagna, how should we be doing our activity? If we do all our activities selfish, ego is there, I is there, me is there, what about the others? I care to hood. That is not Yagna. How can we reach him who is Yagna? Yagna can be reached only with the help of Yagna. The path and the goal are one and the same. It will come later on. We'll take up that word. That's the beauty of Sanskrit. Samskarita Bhasha it is. Path and goal are always represented by one word only. So we say Krishna alone is my Gati. Rama alone is my Gati. Gati means path and Gati means goal also. Both are the Lord. My path also is Krishna and my goal also is Krishna. So to reach Krishna who is my goal, what should my path be? I should walk like Krishna. If Rama is the goal whom I want to reach, I have to walk like Rama. Means lead a life like Rama. Or the qualities that are associated with the Lord, those qualities must come to us. So to reach the Lord who is Yagna, because Vishnu is Yagna, how should our life be? It should become Yagnamayam life. Ours is all egomayam life. So an egomayam life can never reach Yagna. Egomayam life will be only ego. Therefore, if we want to reach the Lord who is represented or who represents for us Yagna, we have to walk the path of Yagna. It can't be two. So therefore, Vashatkara. So space came in, Vishwam and Vishnu. Vashatkara, therefore our very living style of living, our lifestyle has been included and incorporated right in the beginning. You want to reach the Lord, even if it is some little favors from the Lord which we want, we have to lead a proper life and deserve to get what we want in our life. Just to say I want and not do anything, laws of nature are very strict. They are not corrupt at all. So child without studying cannot go to Ganesha temple and break 108 coconuts and say I broke 108 coconuts, now I want distinction. Not possible. Laws of nature are very strict. We will only get, again Gurudev used to say, we will only get what we deserve and not what we desire. So therefore, after having taken care of the entire space aspect over here, the teacher over here takes up how we should be living our, even the Vishnu Sahasranama, how we should be doing, like a yajna. Satsang, like a yajna. A Balavihar kids session, like a yajna. Online children will be lying down on the sofa, eating, what all they will be doing, jumping around. That is not a yajna at all. So how we are doing what we are doing is also very, very important, which has been included and taken care of by the word Vashatkara. The fourth one, bhūtabhavyabhavatprabhuḥ, is one word over there. Prabhu means Lord, Master, God, the Chief Executive Officer, CEO. He is. Who is the CEO? For what is he the CEO? He is the CEO of all CEOs. Ultimately, he is the boss. Gurudev used to very nicely say, make him a partner in your life. Why? You do not know he is a businessman. He is divine businessman, divine CEO. Make him a partner in your life for everything. And then you see how your result, because he is the partner, he won't want to lose. Lord will not want to lose. None of us want to lose. So make him he used to say, make him a 1%, 2% partner, not 98. You keep the 98. Make him a 1% partner. We tell our Balavi, our children, study for the exam, call God. And then make him hold your hand and you hold the pen and write. Partner over there. In my examination, God and me, both of us wrote the exam. See how we can bring him into our lives. So like that, we have to bring the Lord into our lives. Prabhu, he is the master. Master of what? What all is he? Bhūtabhavyabhavat. Bhuta means past tense. Bhavya means present tense. Bhūtabhavyabhavat. And then future. So past, future and present. Bhuta is past. Bhavya means future, and bhava means to now, present tense, a present. Timeline has also come under him now. So entire space, he is the Swami. The entire timeline, Lord is the master of time. Kalaha I am. When Arjuna asks Krishna, again in the 11th chapter, Vishwarupadarsh, who are you? Who has come in front of me in this form? I want to know. What is your purpose? Kala aham, Bhagavan says, I am time. What time? See, the timeline is so big. We can say centuries, yugas. Yugas is also timeline. Centuries are also timeline. Then 1 year also is a timeline. 1 month, 1 fortnight, 1 week, 1 day, 60 minutes, 60 seconds. 1 second, 1 millionth of a second is also time. 1 millionth of a second. That second, we'll keep it as smallest, let's say second. From second to, the timeline is big. Up to the biggest time interval that we can comprehend in our small little mind intellect. Who is the Lord of it? Bhagavan is the Lord of it. Time has come in. So who is the Lord of space and time? Lord Vishnu. Here it is Vishnu Sahasranama. We don't have to become a fanatic. Only Vishnu is the Lord of space and time, because Vishnu Sahasranama says, tomorrow onwards I am not going to take up any other Sahasranama. No. Lalita Sahasranama says the same. Shiva Sahasranama says the same. God is one. He is being represented in different ways. That's the luxury that has been given to us. Which suits you, you take. Supposing we go to buy something, same color, same everything, boring for us. I don't like that color, I don't like this design. So we have been given so much of luxury of choosing what suits our constitution. Any Lord we can hold on to and move, but we have to hold on to it. So therefore, bhūtabhavyabhavatprabhuḥ. Bhagavan is the Lord of what? All time. With respect to us, we are now in the present. Even now, 3 o'clock has become past for us. See, every second comes from the future, becomes the present, and goes off to the past. All of the past time interval, we can say time interval only for past, because last 1 hour, last 1 day, last 2 days, last 1 month, last year, it's a time interval. We've never realized it. So all of past, which is a time interval, Lord is the master of that. Was, is now, present. Future is again a time interval. Tomorrow or 6 o'clock means 1 hour plus from now onwards. It's a time interval. So 6 o'clock, tomorrow, 3 days afterward, 1 week afterwards, 1 month, 1 year, it's a timeline. Time interval it is. Future has got time interval. Bhagavan is the Lord of that. Present is a very funny thing. It's got no time interval. Present, we never say time interval. It is present or it is not there. That is why we say present ma'am when attendance is called. Means now I am listening to you. Next moment I do not know whether I am going to listen to you when you start the class. But now I am present because attendance I have to answer so that you mark me there. Afterwards I am going to read something else because I am on the last, I sit in the last bench. Present has got no time interval. Past has got. Future has got. Present is just present. It's now. That's it. So therefore time flows from the future, comes to, it's a time interval, comes to us. When it becomes present, it's just there. That's why we say Kalaya Tasmai Namaha. So the presiding deity of the first second came to us, we have to make use of it. Fulfill ourselves in that time. What time? That the present. Tiniest, we can't even measure it. If we use it, we use it. If we have not used it, it goes off to the past. We can't call it back. The time wheel has got no reverse gear. It can't come back. I wanted to do something good yesterday, but I didn't do. Now I'll call it back and do. Now we can do what we missed out doing yesterday. But yesterday cannot become today now. So the present is something. That is why they say every present moment, acknowledge it. It's here and now, here and now, here and now. That doesn't have a time interval. That's why present becomes more important than past and future. Even the present has to be transcended. Who is the Lord of all this huge big timeline? Vishnu. So bhūtabhavyabhavatprabhuḥ. He is the Lord of the entire time interval. So space and time put together now. Who is the master of it? Lord is the master of it. None of us are the masters of it. We can say whatever we want. This space is mine, that space is mine. We can draw a line and say boundary over there, my side, her side, all those things we can say in space, on the ground also. Ultimately, it's the Lord alone is the master of everything. And He has taken the biggest, these two are the largest concepts for us. Space concept, time concept. Space, time concept. Master of that or the Lord of that is none other than Vishnu. So viśvaṃ, viśṇurvaṣaṭkārā, bhūtabhavyabhavatprabhuḥ. Then again, now he comes again. The flow is so beautiful. Bhutakrit. Bhuta means, it doesn't mean only living beings, but we can restrict ourselves to living beings if we want to. Convenience. All things and all beings made up of the permutation and combination of the 5 great elements is called Bhuta. Panchamahabhutas. What are the Panchamahabhutas? The 5 factors because of which we are, which makes us up. The 5 are earth, mud we can say, earth, water, fire, air and space. We call these as Panchamahabhutas. Even how they came into being is a different thing. That the Panchikarana is there, it comes in the Panchadashi. So therefore these are the 5 factors. Prithvi, earth, water, fire, air and space. Earth is the grossest, space is the subtlest. So we slowly move from gross to subtle, or from this side from subtle to gross. All these 5 of them, their permutations and combinations make up the entire world of things and beings. Amoeba, paramecia, COVID virus, bacteria onwards, that which can't be seen also. All are permutation and combination only of these 5. We all, human being, plant kingdom, animal kingdom, the sun and the moon and the star, gods, rakshasas, name it, all are permutation and combination of only these 5. Therefore, Bhuta, when we Sarva Bhutani, when the Lord uses, even in the Gita, it is not restricted to only human beings. Ours was a tradition where everything was, it's all inclusive. Somebody somewhere kept some things out and then they redefined it for us, for their convenience, and we picked it up. We never went through it the way it should be gone through. We should have learnt it at the feet of our acharyas, but somebody else taught us and therefore we are following it. So everything included, nothing excluded, is the meaning of Bhuta. Anywhere when this word comes, Sarva Bhutani comes very often. Not only human beings, all things and all beings made up of the permutation and combination of the 5 great elements, whether we can see or whether we can't see. So for Bhutakrit, Krit means creator, Karya, one who created it. So Bhutakrit is the name given to Bhagavan over here, as he is the one, he is the creator, he is the Krit of everything which belongs to the category of Bhutani. So my virus was created by him, yes. Bacteria was created by him, yes. Everything was created by him. God particle was created by him, yes. We human beings, the roof and crown of creation, were we created by him? Yes. The sun and the moon and the star, the Milky Way, galaxies, planet, everything, the list is infinite. So who created everything? We say, I created. Nothing we can create. Even a scientist can't create. He only can discover. What was covered, he uncovers it, that's all. It's all there in nature. Unmanifest to us. Somebody comes and makes it manifest, that's all. So Bhutakrit means one who is the creator of everything. That word Krit can also be interpreted as one who annihilates. I'll just wind up with this one word. One who creates. So the Lord is the creator and the Lord is the annihilator also. Gurudev very nicely used to say, he who created has a right over it. He alone can annihilate. Not that God is a destructive God, no. But he is the one who created. He has got a right over it. So we never created anything. Therefore, where do we have a right to destroy anything? Nothing. It's all Lord's. He created it. Later on we will be told he only looks after it. Ultimately, if he annihilates, why? We will see later on. It's called as constructive destruction, not destructive destruction. Who does destructive destruction? We do it. Bhagavan does destruction for construction. So therefore, Bhutakrit, we will stop at this word. He is the one who creates everything, was created everything, Bhutani, and also he is the one who annihilates or withdraws everything. He puts it forth and he can take it back also. That is the Lord. Who is the Lord? Vishnu. So we finished about 5 names. We had finished with the first line of the Vishnu Sahasranama. We had to go through the second line. Therefore, we have seen, like I said earlier, one shloka is enough for us to understand the glories of the. Actually, we can't understand his glories. It's beyond our comprehension. We can't apprehend and comprehend him. But to some extent, we need to know his glory so that we can reflect on him, we can invoke him, and thereby connect with him. That's why we have all these stotras and stutis. So in the first line, we went through Vishwam, Vishnu together. They mean he is smaller than the smallest because he has entered into everything and every being, God particle. And Vishnu, all pervading, larger than the largest is. So just 2 words, we look at the range that the teacher has covered over here when it comes to the glory of the Lord. And it's so difficult for us to understand, and that's why we have all these beautiful stories dramatized in our Purana. When Satyabhama wanted to weigh the Lord, she brought in all her wealth and put it on the tula, on the balance, on the pan. But the scales did not tilt. Therefore, he looked like he is very, very, very heavy. Heavier than the heaviest. Obviously, larger than the largest he must be. And then suddenly we had Rukmini coming in and putting in a tulsi leaf over there. The scales tilted. Tulsi is hard, a leaf is hardly any, its weight is negligible, insignificant. Therefore, it looks like he is tinier than the tiniest, smaller than the smallest. Why? Because one tulsi could match his weight. So there, that story, so beautifully dramatized for all of us, is what is being here indicated to us in those 2 words, Vishwam, Vishnu. So Vishwam, Vishnu takes care of all space. We know we are in a space-time world. So therefore here, bhūtabhavyabhavatprabhuḥ. He is the Lord, he is the Master, he is the controller of all time. What time? Past, present and future. How much future? All of future. How much past? All of past. So therefore these few words over here indicate that he is the Lord of space-time world. our four-dimensional world, which our scientists talk about. Space-time world is what they talk about. So who is the master? Who is the controller of it? Narayana is the controller of all of them. In this world, Vashatkara. So naturally all of us over here who have been created by the Lord are functioning in a space-time world. Functioning means we are working. Therefore the word Vashatkara comes over here. Yagna. Lord is Yagna. Lord is karma. Not the karma that we all know of. Ayo, my karma, what to do? I have to go here, I have to do that. It's not that karma that we are talking about over here. It just means action. What action is it? Where I is not there, mine is not there. We are just doing what we are supposed to be doing. Why? It's our duty, responsibility, our dharma. In this place, in this time, in this situation, we are supposed to be doing it. And what is the benefit? Our welfare, everybody's welfare. Welfare and well-being of everybody, including us, taken care of. That is called karma. Who does it? Lord does it. Therefore he says, I am karma itself. I am yagna. Goal over there for us to reach him. How to reach him? Through karma only we reach him. In quotes. Because we drop all karma when we reach him. This is at our level the teacher is talking about. Therefore Vashatkara meant Lord is the path and Lord is the goal for us. Then we were doing Bhutakrit. Bhutakrit, Bhutabhrit. Bhuta, I did explain last time. All things and all beings made up of the permutation and combination of the five great elements. Everything is included. All things, all beings. And Krit means one who has created it. Bhutani karoti. Karoti means kara, to do. To do one, he has created all of us. So who is the ultimate creator? He is the creator of all things and all beings. Now this word Krit can be dissolved into two. Earlier itself, on some day I did explain, say, every word has got 100 interpretations. We are going through only one or two, that's all. So Bhutakrit, Krit means karoti, one who creates. And there is another meaning for it also, krindati. Krindati means it gets destroyed. It gets annihilated. So therefore krindati, Bhutani is also Bhagavan. So he is the creator of all things and beings, all the worlds he has created. And all the worlds he alone annihilates or destroys, dissolves away. Why does he destroy? He doesn't destroy like all of us. He destroys for constructive purposes. Unless 3 o'clock was destroyed and 4 o'clock came, we wouldn't have been here for satsang. So that's a constructive, useful, purposeful destruction. Yesterday died, was destroyed, so that today was born. So that's the karya of Bhagavan. Always constructive destruction. We all do destructive destruction. So therefore, Bhutakrit, Bhutabhrit. He is the one who, Bhutakrit. Bhutabhrit, he has created, then everything and every being stays in time and afterwards it gets annihilated. What about in the middle? Maintenance has to take place. Who nurtures us, nourishes us, who maintains everything? We think we are all doing it by our diet. I maintain my health, very good health. Why? How? Diet. We think we are maintaining our health with our balanced diet. No, Bhagavan is maintaining it all for us. Whatever be the strictest diet which we are going through, if little bit that water content in us or little bit the fire element in us, heat element, this way, that way, if it fluctuates, we know what is going to happen to us. In the 9th chapter, Bhagavan says these two are control switches, he says. What all? Fire element, heat element and water element. These switches are in my hands. Rest of it, all freedom I have given to you. Do what you want with yourself. These two controls are with me. But without that, nothing, we can't function at all. So who maintains us, who nurtures us, who does portion of us? Bhagavan alone does it. So therefore, Bhutabhrit. Just with those few words that we have gone through, so much has been included over there. So therefore he is Srishtikarta, Paripalanakarta and Vinashakarta, Layakarta. Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, including their Shaktis. He is space, all of space. He is time. In the space-time world, we are functioning. Vashatkara. Is there anything more for us to know? That much itself is enough. Then the last three words here, Bhavaha, Bhutatmā, bhūtabhavanah. He is the one who makes us say, I am. In school we take attendance. We call out the name. Present ma'am, or we can say yes ma'am, I am. When we say I am, it means I am. It indicates the be. B-E in English. So we are all there. I can say I am. Each of us can say yes I am. So in other words we can say we are be, the beiness, B-E-N-E-S-S. Bhutatmā. He is the one who is sitting in each and every one of us, giving to us the existence. He validates us by being in us. Because he is there in us, we are able to function at all levels, physically, mentally and intellectually. But first we must be there. Only when I am there, when I be there, I can do something. I can become something. We all must be. Then only we can become a satsangi. If be itself is not there, where can we become a satsangi and learn the Vishnu Sahasranama? So Bhutatmā means he is the very Atman in all of us. He is the very existence in us, life principle in us. In the 7th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, he says, Jiva Bhutam, not Jivana. Jivana is our lives experiences, Anubhavas. Just the life in us, because of which the Jiva in us, because of which Jivana is possible. So that is called a be. First I must be there. Then only I can become something and then do something. It's so beautiful. It's so scientific. Bhagavan says, I am the be in you. For you to say, I will be there. Will you come at 4 o'clock? Yes, I will be there. Once I am there, I be there, then only I can become something. I can help her out or whatever she wants me to do. I can become that part of the activity. So I can become something and then I can do something for her. We can help out. So all the three are over here. So Bhutatmā means one who is the be in us. For us to say, yes, I will be there. I am. Attendance taken. So Bhagavan is the very life in us. He is the very beingness in us. He is the very I am in us. That's why for everything we start with I am. And then after, so Bhutatmā means be. He is the life in us. He is the existence in us because of which we are existing. And we become so many other things. Bhavaha means I become something. So we are all be. And then now we have all become a satsangis. After 5 o'clock, we will all still continue to be. But we will become something else. If we go to the kitchen, we will become a cook. If we go for walking, we will become a walker. If we are going to the market, we become a customer there in the shop, whatever it is. If we are serving somebody food, we become a server over there. With respect to our children, we become a mother. With respect to our parents, we become a child. See, we have become. To become, we must be there. So Bhutatmā, all these three words are together. Bhutatmā, Bhavaha, bhūtabhavanah. So first Bhagavan says, I am the be in you. And then he says, I become. I help you to become something. How can we become something without his help? If he is not there in us, we can't become anything in our lives, good or bad. So therefore, Bhavaha means I am the one who is be in you, and then I am the one who becomes everything. So where is the question of I doing anything? Because where is the question of I becoming anything? He is the one who becomes in us. And after that, bhūtabhavanaḥ means life. Once I be, once I become, then I perform. Then I progress in my life. So life, Jiva is there, Jivana is there, and then afterwards comes our progress in life. Our Jivana, life's experiences or life's expressions. All the three are included over here in three different words. Bhutatmā, bhavaha, bhūtabhavanah. I am the be in you, I am the becoming in, I alone become in you, whatever you want to be. And when I become something in you, who performs? I alone perform through. That's the 15th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. I cooked. Where can we cook? First we must be, then we must become. And after we become, who cooks over there? We are not cooking. We are only with things in our hand, putting things, somebody is there in us who helps us to put things, who helps us to stir, who helps us to remember the menu, otherwise menu forgotten. So what we wanted to cook, it won't come out at all. So actually who is turning out whatever we are turning out in the kitchen? Bhagavan says, I am everything. Then what about me? Somewhere at least, Lord, give me a place to stay? No. According to him, there is no accommodation for the ego in us at all. Then who is there? He alone. That's the beauty of the 15th chapter, that's why we chant that before we have our meals. Because without meals, we can't survive. Anything else we may do today, we may not do today. It's raining, I don't go out to the market. It's all right, I can survive. But without food, none of us can survive. So therefore, all of that, and the 15th chapter talks about all this. So when we search over there, even with the focusing light and every nook and corner we search, who's searching? The ego in us for some accommodation. Somewhere give me place to stay, please, please. Ego in us is asking. There is no place at all. That's the beauty of the 15th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. So by the end of the chapter, we come to know there is there is nothing at all. Then who is there? Lord alone. What about me? I turned out so much of work. I did this, I did that. We have got glories, we have got trophies at home, medals at home, certificates at home. Everything is there. But we don't exist. I exist not. Then who exists? Lord alone exists. Why? Because he is the be, he is the becoming. And after becoming, whatever is coming out of us, physically, mentally and intellectually, all of that he alone is. Including, he says, I am your ignorance in the 15th chapter. How can he be ignorant? Then so much of ignorance is there in me. I think Bhagavan is there in me more than in anybody else. Ignorance in a different, the word there suggests something completely different. But he says, I am your knowledge, I am your memory system, I am everything, including I am your ignorance. Because some things we have to ignore, some things we have to forget in our life. Who makes us forget? Bhagavan makes us forget. So therefore, so beautiful it is. So with this, the first stanza is over.